All right, here we go. If this is uncomfortable for you to clap your hands, just do a normal jumping jack. If for any reason we're not jumping, we can also vary this to just some marches. The idea is just start moving those joints, starting to elevate that heart rate. We got about 5 seconds left. Boom, here we go. We're going to go into some stamps and lunges. The idea is we want to vary these angles. We're going to hit 45 degree, and we're also going to hit as far over as we can, getting into that groin. Let's get the other side. If for any reason you need to modify this, just don't go knee to the ground, but keep that belly on, and let's go as far as we can overhead. All right, next movement, Russian twists. Seat on the ground, we're going to try to keep the feet up, tap each side. It's important that we continue, or it's important that we work rotational planes and that we work lateral planes, killing two birds with one stone here. If you need to modify this, keep your feet down. We can also sit a little bit more upright, but try to keep a lean back if you can. Got about 5 seconds left. Boom. We're going to go into a down dog. We're going to pedal our heels up and down. Shoulders are staying active. This is a great way to get into those calves, get into those hammies. I know personally I have very, very tight calves. So I like these as a recovery and as a prep piece. Keep those elbows locked, keep pressing. There we go, coming on up. Next interval is going to be a get up, which is going to progress up to a candlestick. So we're going to get a little bit more advanced as we go through. To start with, shoulders just go down, we get up. Really simple, really functional. Let's try to step up with an alternate foot each time. Back and up. Let's go one more. We got jumping jacks coming up next. Boom. Right back into our jumping jacks. Start of round 2. Keep moving. My heart rate's getting a little elevated. Another way that you can kind of vary this and challenge yourself, you can do nasal breathing only. All right, getting ready to go back into those Samsons. Here we go. Right back, vary that angle. Boom, as far as we can go. Nice. Belly staying on. I'm gonna hit one more to the side on each side. We got time left. Boom. I need that growing work. Super tight adductor as well. I got a lot of stuff going on, y'all. Ain't nobody perfect over here. Russian twists. Keep breathing. Starting to feel it in my core. I like it. All right, 3 seconds. Transition into that down dog pedal. Here we go. I'm gonna try to work my hips up a little higher, picking up a little bit more range of motion on this one as I'm starting to warm up. Phone's ringing. Nobody's here to get it. Hope they leave a message. Keep breathing. Got about 5 seconds left. All right, got our get ups next. So I'm gonna show you from the side. We're gonna take this to a candlestick if you're ready to progress it. So candlestick, feet go straight up, and then we stand up. All right, not sure if I was off camera on that one, but I'm gonna bend, roll, feet up, tuck, and then stand up. Another, bend, roll, feet go straight up, bend, tuck, and right back up. Little skill piece right there. We're back to those jumping jacks. This is the start of round 3. So on those candlesticks, if you like them, if you're having fun with them, keep playing around with them. What I would recommend that you do, I'm gonna show you another extension of that candlestick where we can go into a pistol, but that is a skill piece that you can play around with, right? I would recommend spend 10 minutes after this. Just play around with it if you got some time. Want to make sure that we're doing some higher level stuff, challenge ourselves neurologically, give us an opportunity to just play with some things, to learn some things. If we just do the same basic stuff all the time, it's pretty damn boring. 10 seconds left here. I'm gonna hit the side, getting into those adductors, getting into the groin. One more on each side. There we go. All right, Russian twists. If you wanted to make this harder, you can always grab weight. But we could get pretty damn good workout in without any weight. Heart rate's getting elevated, I'm feeling good. 10 seconds. Going to our down dog next. See if I can get my hips a little higher and still trying to pedal my heel to the ground. So remember, for my CrossFitters that are using this as recovery, you could do this before your workout, you could do it after your workout, or you can do it as a replacement to your CrossFit workout. The bottom line is you just need to do it. Don't overcomplicate it. All right, we're gonna see if we can take this roll up to a pistol. Tucking down, point up, tuck through, pistol. I use my hand a little bit, that's fine. See if we can go without the hand this time. Tuck up. Oh, got that one. One more on each leg. Oh. Use my hand, see if I can go other leg. Up. Boom. Not a bad way to finish. All right, guys, remember, if you have time, work a little bit on that candlestick to roll up. Maybe you're just trying to get comfortable rolling. Maybe you just enjoy getting down on your back, standing up, and kind of just playing around with some new stuff that you haven't done in a while. Remember, try to keep your feet moving here for the next 3 to 5 minutes. Bring that heart rate down. I'm going to kick it over to Sam, who is going to handle your flow for the day. Have a good one. See you next time.
Everyone, great job with your hustle. It's time to slow it down and flow. So we're just going to start at the front of our mat. Start slowing your breathing down in and out through the nose. We're going to do some spinal roll downs. So just let your arms be heavy. Stand tall. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, drop your chin towards your chest. Try to just let the head move, not moving the upper back. And then when you can't move your head anymore, when you can't drop it anymore, now start to let your shoulders round forward and begin to roll down through your upper back. Nice and slow, segmentally moving through your spine, one vertebra at a time. Imagine you have a weight hanging from the crown of your head and weights in your hands, assisting you down. And eventually you'll start to round in your low back. And you might even get to a point where it feels good to bend the legs, or you can keep the legs straight. Just go down to your end range of motion. When you get down to a forward fold, just take a deep breath. And then when you're ready, slowly start to stack back up. Head and shoulders are the last thing up. Nice and slow. We're gonna do one more. So breathe in and then breathe out again. Start with your head. Get as much range as you can with your head dropping down. When you can't go any further, then allow the shoulders to round, the upper back to round. Nice and slow. Working your way down towards your low back. All the way. Take a deep breath once you get down, in and out the nose. And then slowly stack back up. Head and shoulders, the last thing up. This last time we'll go down and then we'll move on, so we won't come back up. So again, breathe in, breathe out, drop chin to chest. Arms are heavy, shoulders rounding. Curling down, trying to get a little bit of movement in a lot of places in your spine. Distributing that movement the best you can. Take a breath in the forward fold. Don't worry if your hands don't get down to the ground. And then from here, bend your legs as much as you need to get your hands on the ground and step your right leg back into a lunge. Let's drop the back knee down. Bring your left hand to the inside of your front foot and take that foot out nice and wide. Let the hips come forward here. We're coming into lizard pose. So you can either keep with your hands on the mat, or you could drop down to one elbow or down to both. And try to keep your head in line with your spine so you're not just dropping the head and totally collapsing. And you can either allow the hips to really sink forward to get a big stretch, or if you want to work on a more active version, you can think about trying to hug the legs toward each other. They both look very similar on the outside, but feel very different on the inside. So just depending on how you want to go here, either letting the hips drop forward or kind of hugging in. And we're holding and just breathing. Stretch through the hips. In and out the nose. Take 2 more breaths wherever you are. And you could always pad this back knee a little bit. All right, and come back up to the hands if you're not already. So from here, you might have to adjust the back knee, or you can always take your yoga mat and fold it in to make some extra cushion under the knee if you don't have something to pad it. And then start to bend that back leg, squeezing your heel towards your butt. Either stick with this, or you can keep your right hand down and reach your left hand back to grab a hold of your foot. And just getting a big quad stretch here. You can also roll the shoulder back and look up to the ceiling, so you're getting a twist and an opening across your chest. Take another deep breath. And then from here, if you have a hold of your foot, see if you can squeeze your hamstring, let go of your foot, try to keep your foot there. Bring the hand back down, tuck the back toes under, lift the knee, move the mat if you had it there, and then lower the back knee down and just rock the hips back, straighten the front leg, and then you can walk the hands back a little bit. And as best you can, try to tilt your pelvis like you're trying to stick your bum up in the air. Draw the toes back toward you. And then either stick with this stretch, or to make it a little more active, think about digging your heel down toward the floor and trying to drag it toward the back of your mat. So again, it won't look any different on the outside, but it'll feel different on the inside. And with this active stretch, you're working on contracting the hamstrings as you're stretching them. One more breath. And then go ahead and come forward. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee. We're going to pivot all the way into a wide forward fold. So legs are as wide as it feels good. Feet can be parallel. And then just let your head hang. Feel free if you need any props or anything underneath your hands. You can have things underneath your hands, or just the hands on the ground. Let the head drop, maybe shake your head, yes and no. Enjoying a stretch here. One more breath. And then go ahead and walk the hands all the way back around to the front. Lower the knee, swing this left leg through, come into table. A few rounds of cat and cow to stretch out our belly. So as you inhale, just drop the belly, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, curl around the spine. Again, inhale, belly drops, chest lifts. Exhale, curl and round. One more. Inhale, belly drops, chest lifts. Exhale, round. Good. Now come back to neutral. You're going to step your right foot to the outside of your hand this time. Scoot that foot forward and shift forward. So your hips are forward of your knee. We're back in our lizard. So hands are on the inside of the foot. Now again, you can stay up here with your hands on the mat. You could maybe bring one elbow down or maybe both. And this side might be very different, so you might have to adjust. Like for instance, I'm only going to do one forearm because this side feels much different. So just check in with that. And if you feel at all any pinchiness in the front of your hip, try opening that foot out a little bit and play around with that foot position. And just holding and breathing. Again, you can either let the hips kind of drop and be really heavy and sink down, or you can think about trying to hug your legs toward each other, almost like you're trying to back out of the pose about 1%. Couple more breaths. In and out the nose. Good, and then when you're ready, just come back up onto your hands if you're not there already. Now again, feel free to adjust this back knee as you need to feel supported. So you can fold your mat under or use a blanket, maybe scooch that knee back and then bend the legs. So ideally when you bend, you're not right on your kneecap, you're kind of on the front of the thigh. And then from here, you can either keep this, squeezing the heel in towards your butt. It's really good work for the hamstrings and stretch the quad. Or if you want to add on a little bit more, you could reach that right arm around, reach back, maybe you find your foot, roll the shoulder back, twisting, broadening across the chest, and breathe. Noticing the difference in your two sides. Also, if you squeeze your glute a little bit, you might feel even a little bit more stretch to the front of that leg. One more breath. Now let's see if we can squeeze the hamstrings, let go of our foot, try to keep that heel in towards your butt, and then bring the hand back down to the ground, stretch the leg out. This time we're just going to bring this leg back through. Cat and cow, one more round. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, round the spine. Again, inhale, belly drops, chest lifts. Exhale, curl in. Now keep your back in this rounded position, but start to sit your hips back like you were going to child's pose, but don't go there quite yet. So you keep this rounding, especially in the low back. And then when you feel like you can't go anymore, hold and breathe. And then allow the knees to widen, big toes touch, sit back, child's pose, let your head drop. Nice job, everyone. Great job with your hustle and flow. We will see you next time. Namaste.